We love spending this time with you. Thank you for listening. If you would like to take your listening experience to the next level, did you know there's a way to do that, Jabo?
I do.
Yep, you know how you do it. You go to thetjshow.com, you sign up for the TJ Show newsletter, and you get cool things dropped right into your inbox like the TJ Show's 10 shares. We pick 10 different things, everyone on the team does it, that we think you're going to love. It's not just about our show. This is about like stuff, music we're listening to, whatever it may be.
Like life stuff.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more in there. Sign up at thetjshow.com. This is the TJ Show. You've heard many, many times there's been a lot of drama in my home because my dog Luna, she has a birthday. I've never wanted to celebrate it. I barely know what her birthday is, even 11 years in. It's hard to remember.
That poor dog. She does so much for you and your family. You guys don't even care about her birthday.
My wife and I, we're just like, we don't need one more thing to do, but my kids have taken a great interest in Luna. They love her. They're her biggest fan. And so they've always wanted to celebrate Luna's birthday. And I realized it was awfully quiet this past weekend. Sunday was her birthday, and no one said a word.
Get out of here.
So it dawned on me yesterday. I'm like, what happened to Luna's birthday? I thought it was such a big deal in our family.
That's interesting because last week you said on the air that it was Friday
Right.
and your daughter corrected you.
Yes, she seemed very upset.
She forgot?
I started with my wife.
Hey, TJ.
Do you know what yesterday was?
Sunday. Oh, Luna's birthday.
Does anyone realize that it was forgotten?
I said happy birthday to her, actually. I didn't forget.
Silently. Said, happy birthday. But you didn't tell the kids.
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because you know what? She's one creature in my life that actually is the least amount of work. And, like, she has no demands for birthdays. And so it's amazing. It's another day. And I said happy birthday. It was wonderful.
Did they realize that it was Luna's birthday? It just passed us?
I don't know.
Nobody talked about it.
She doesn't want her kids to make her feel responsible.
We get them. You gotta blow up balloons.
Yeah, she don't want to
find
do all that.
Special doggy donuts.
Your wife
at the
is not down for that.
Well, I'm gonna get the scoop from them and find out what happened.
You're going to tell them?
Well, they gotta know. They're gonna realize at some point that the calendar passed us.
They don't got to know.
So then I find Luna's biggest fan, my 9-year-old daughter, Charlie. Luna, sit. Charlie,
What?
what was yesterday?
What do you mean?
Willa, what was yesterday?
Sunday.
April 21st.
What is that? Oh, Luna's birthday? Oh, yeah, it was Luna's birthday. She's 11 now.
Now, I was very surprised.
She doesn't even care.
That was a very low energy. I thought there was going to be a lot more excitement there.
Luna, aren't you a good girl? Yes, you are.
Now, Luna's right there, and she just starts talking to her like this. Listen to this.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
All the kids just talk to Luna like this all
Dog
day
is
long.
like, what is happening?
I know, and she seems to like it because she sticks around.
Yes, you are. Oh, look at that. Look at the little flippy in the ear. You're so cute.
No, she just said, if you want me to translate, look at the flippy of your ear. Because she flips her ear over because she's got dangly ears.
Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are.
I mean, she is for real with this. This is what I walk in on with Charlie and Luna.
I'm going to flip your ear open. Oh, you're so cute.
So she flips her ear open,
She's
and
so
then she
cute.
closes it again.
No, I can't handle it. My brain can't handle how cute you are.
Charlie, can I ask you a question?
What?
Did you wish her a happy birthday yesterday?
At night, I finally realized it was her birthday.
So my 9-year-old, who clearly is the biggest fan of Luna,
Right.
realized at night that she'd missed the birthday and seems to be pretty cool about it. When?
At like 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock at night. Last night? Mm-hmm. Did you wish her a happy birthday? Mm-hmm. Oh, so you weren't expecting a birthday party for her?
No. The good news is we treat her like it's her birthday every day. She probably doesn't even know what a birthday is.
Wow, you've changed a lot in the last year. You used to be so upset about this.
I'm a mature lady now. What do you want?
Somebody get that girl an AARP membership. She a mature lady now.
Well, I guess I'll say it. I'm giving the biggest celebration of all. Happy birthday to our Luna, who's 11. You know, our producer Heather has a husband who is so security conscious that he makes it almost impossible for you to get on the internet.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And I'm with you. I don't really know how the internet works. I just want it to show up.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like deep in the weeds of, you know, those people who use pass keys that are like 80,000 letters long?
Oh, annoying.
You know the people that like to scan their face and their eye, like the eyeball gets removed and then put back in their head?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got his eye removed just for that reason.
Yeah, he's that guy. And you just want to go on TikTok
That's all I want to do. I just want to scroll. I just want to mindlessly scroll for a couple hours. That's it. That's all I want. I'm a person of very simple means.
And so, like a great journalist, you captured your frustration, decided to finally interview him about this and be like, yo, what's going on here? Like, how do I get on an app in this house?
Why can't I log into TikTok?
Because our ad blocker is probably blocking
What does that mean?
So he's got an ad blocker on it.
What'd you just say to me?
Okay, that attitude right there needs to go, all right?
No, wait, no, why the attitude?
Because I just wanted to go on TikTok. What did you say to me?
And he said the attitude has to stop. This is interesting.
Why is it on our internet?
So that, are you not listening? It blocks ads.
Why would it block TikTok? That's not an ad.
It's a terrible website.
It says
It blocks ads and terrible websites. Get off of TikTok. You see all those studies about how it messes kids up?
It's just not how the world works, Lewis.
Now, you're a full-grown woman.
Right, you're not
Correct.
a child.
But if it's not great for kids, it can't be great for adults.
And it's annoying because I'm trying to be mad at him, but he's making me laugh, which is really annoying. People need to see this video where Kenny goes to the streets and talks about Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's true. That's one of the videos that we posted on TikTok.
They need to hear it
Right, you're right, because
/ see it.
you're right, because Taylor Swift needs the publicity.
Can you please take the ad blocker off so I can do this?
Or hear you? No.
I'll just go downstairs.
Hey!
Sounds like you're a teenager.
I was very upset.
This is what happens.
Gosh, Dad.
You know
I'll use the apartment Wi-Fi, the lesser Wi-Fi.
No, don't take my thing. Don't.
I have to go to TikTok. Yeah, butt.
Did you just slam a door and call him a butt?
I did.
Fighting.
I did.
Why are you flailing your arms? How about we start with that?
What do you think's gonna happen? Like, an ad's gonna pop up and steal your identity?
It's just an app. Okay, one, yes, that does happen.
You're so paranoid.
How about I just knock you off the internet altogether?
You can't even. How are you gonna do that?
I will block your phone and the rest of your devices.
You don't know how to do that.
Oh, I don't know how to do that?
You can't do that.
Let me finish chopping up this broccoli, and then you come crying to me about how you can't get on the internet anymore.
Listen to this. This is like dad and daughter. This is strange.
You know how some parents will change the passcode to the Wi-Fi until their kids do chores?
Yeah.
I feel like this is what's happening right now.
Yes, you're right, Chabo.
On any of your devices.
You won't do
And he's just chopping while you're watching. All you want to do is go on TikTok.
He's bluffing.
I won't do that. Okay, I won't do that.
Don't do it.
I'm sorry, a challenge has been laid before me, and now I must conquer it. Damage has been done.
I love you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do.
You see how paranoid we are in this world? Like, he has reason to worry. Clearly, I mean, these are discussions that are happening in some of the highest places, but now it's entering into your kitchen.
You can't take me off the internet. We're married.
That is the weakest excuse.
Oh, and there it is.
And also, I didn't mention to him, but I pay for the internet. I'm the one who pays that bill, so he better not kick me off.
Oh, but he has a power to do so.
The fights that are happening across the nation, they get dumber and dumber the longer we're here. There was some drama that was unfolding over the last couple shows.
Oh, yeah.
You may have heard, and I think it was a pretty innocent ask. Producer Heather asked Kenny if he wanted to go see a movie. Mm-hmm. And the thought was, well, neither of their significant others wanted to go see this movie, and innocent.
Yeah.
And so Kenny asked his girlfriend, she declined to comment if she was okay with him going, and then eventually she did comment and said, well, it's kind of our thing to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Which I think is a fair point.
I do.
Jabo, this sparked a story. I didn't know about this,
Oh, yeah.
but you were in a very similar situation. You've got some insight on this.
Yeah, you guys worried about a movie, man. Let me tell you, my husband Archie and I, we live in separate states. He's in the U.S. military, and so for now we're in separate states. And I remember one day he was having a tough time, and he's a huge basketball fan, huge. He plays it, he watches it, he coaches it. He just loves the game. So I got him tickets to go check out an NBA game. And I surprised him with tickets, and he asked all his friends, like, yo, bro, you want to go? And they all had plans. And so then finally he calls me up, and he's like, hey, I found somebody to go with me. And it's like one of his work buddies who happens to be a female.
Uh-oh.
And I was like,
That backfired.
you can't ask anybody else? And he goes, I asked everyone, babe. Now, mind you, he's worked with this woman for a very long time. She's our landlord, but I hadn't gotten to know her yet. He knows her. I didn't know her, you know? So they went to the game. He was like, are you cool with this? I was like, that's fine. I got you 2 tickets. My fault for getting you 2 tickets. I should have gotten you 1 ticket. You can go by yourself, you know? So he goes with our landlord, his buddy that he works with in the military. And I call him while he's at the game. And I'm like, are you having a good time? He's like, yeah, we're having a good time. And I'm like, okay, is she there sitting next to you? He's like, yeah. I'm like, put her on the phone. So I'm talking to her, and mind you, like, she's only met me one time when I had to sign our lease for our place. And I said, oh, I appreciate you going with my husband to the game. You know, as his wife, I wanted to be there, but as his wife living in a different state, I couldn't be there. But I appreciate you being his friend. That hard D, you know, you got to hit that hard D. And she's like, no, it's fine. I've never gone to a game before. And I said, oh, yeah, next time I'm in town, we can meet up and go get dinner together, you know. So, I mean, I dealt with it. It was fine. It was innocent.
That's great, Javo.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you made it very clear that this was a friendly experience.
Yes.
And yeah, no, I get that feeling. I think I would feel kind of weird. I mean, I totally would trust my wife.
Right.
But she recently said she was going out with a friend of hers, like an old pal from long ago,
right,
at night. And I was like, oh, all right.
Who's
That's
this
fine.
person?
No,
Right.
and everything worked out okay as far as I know.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, come on, you trust her.
As a matter of fact, I was curious. I wanted to know, would my wife want me to go to a movie alone with Heather? Because I wouldn't do it. And, you know, I know she's a coworker and I love her, but I don't know. I don't want to do that. So I sent her a message asking her how she would feel if I went with Heather.
Hey, I think it would be totally fine if you went to see a movie with Heather. I know you guys both are in strong marriages, and I don't think like anything weird will happen. I don't think like, you know, Heather will pretend to reach for the popcorn, but she'll accidentally grab your hand instead. You know, if you wanted to go to like a nude beach in Aruba for like 2 weeks or even a day together, that would definitely give me a little bit of, probably not. But
yeah, don't ask me about that, Heather.
A movie? Yeah, that's fine. You can do that whenever you want. Have a great time.
Well, I guess we can go to a movie after all,
She'll
Heather.
buy your tickets.
How does she know all my moves?
Chelsea in Pensacola, Florida. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
So you've had a little time to sit and marinate with the new Taylor Swift album. How are you feeling about it?
I was just going to say that I've been a fan of Taylor Swift since basically the beginning, since her debut album. And we're about the same age, so I feel like we've kind of grown up and experienced a lot of the same things at the same time. But I've liked, you know, the changing of her music, and for every album, there's always songs that you like instantly love, and some that you're like, you know, they don't really hit for me immediately. So I feel like anybody who, like any of these Swifties who are like, I love it, I love the whole thing, kind of feels like you're just saying you love it just to say that you love it. But, I mean, it's just so different, this album is.
I feel the same way because I'm around the same age as Taylor Swift, too. I feel like we've grown up together. I think you're onto something there.
I haven't listened to the entire album. Actually, I haven't even turned on one song yet. So I've been trying to stay off social, but I hear what you're saying. Like, I have heard that this album is very different than her other ones. A bit more like sad and kind of depressing. So I don't see how someone can like the entire thing, but maybe there's that one person.
It is very explicit, though. There are some songs that's like she is dropping the big girl words.
Wow.
So that's
she's done grown up.
She's
a big girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little explicit E's on the songs.
I've had to go in reverse on that. When I was little, I used to use those words, and now I don't anymore because I have kids. So I've had an interesting
I have a toddler,
journey.
so I get that.
Yep. No, I try my best. And listen, I appreciate you being honest. I mean, I think we're in a place where I think we can be honest about what everyone thinks. And also, it doesn't really matter what anyone thinks because she's making the music because she likes it. And whoever likes it, they're on the train with her. And whoever doesn't, so there's like about 8 billion other artists you could listen to if you don't like it. What I think is interesting right now is you've got a lot of publications that are putting out these, quote, provocative reviews against the album. And it's like, people have been putting out negative reviews about albums all the time. But for as many negative reviews as there are positive reviews. You got to just listen to it and decide for yourself. And if you don't like it, then don't cry about it. Just listen to something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How dare
don't
they?
Be a sheep. Make your own opinion.
I know. Everyone's afraid to have an opinion. Meanwhile, we're in a world where everyone's literally giving opinions constantly. So, it's a brave move. You gave an opinion about a Taylor Swift album. Good for you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love her, but I'm not 100% on all the sad songs. But
now, what I don't want to see happen, you know how the industry and entertainment loves to build people up and then tear them down? I hope that that's not what's brewing. I don't think it is. I mean, I think she's done so many great things, but I have seen more negative reviews than I've ever seen for any of her stuff.
but also she's already been broken down. Like, the media went after her really hard, and then she kind of disappeared for a little bit, and then brought out her Reputation album as kind of like a response to all that. So, honestly, I think where she's going with her personal life, she may just be starting to back down on music a little bit, because it feels like she might be starting her starting a family era. We'll see. But
Swiftie analysis.
Well, I want to see that. I want to see the family era.
Me too. That would
That'd
be
be
such a
sweet.
cute little baby.
Yeah, I can't wait for that album. The wheels on the bus go round and round,
Hey,
round
I'd
and
buy
round. Oh, round and round. That's gonna be fun. Hey, listen. Anytime an artist is doing something different, you got to give them credit for trying something
Well,
new.
they're evolving. That's what artists do. That's what people do. We evolve. That's part of the human experience.
Chelsea, such a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for taking the time to give us a ring and being brave enough to pick up that phone.
Thank you. Hopefully I don't get found out by any Swifties.
Yeah, don't come for Chelsea. Leave her alone.
No, Jerry.
Yeah.
No, that's
Monica?
Monica, right. That's what I meant. This edition of the TJ Show, it's sponsored by BetterHelp. How easy is it, J-Bo, to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves too thin?
Unfortunately, I've done it too many times.
Yeah, in social gatherings, they have a way of picking up, after the winter especially.
Right.
What's the right amount of socializing? How do you determine that? Well, it starts with knowing ourselves, knowing what can we handle. How do we get there? Self-awareness. Oh, what a gift. Anyone who gets the gift of self-awareness, your life has to change. How does it stay? Have you been there, right, J-Bo?
Yeah, self-awareness changed my life.
Therapy is a way that I've found. It's helped me better understand myself, which actually helps me to better serve and be around other people. And so if you've ever considered it even a little bit, I encourage you to try therapy. Go to betterhelp.com/TJ. You fill out a questionnaire, you get linked up with a licensed therapist. If for some reason it's not a fit, you can switch therapists anytime, no additional fee. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/TJ today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TJ.
Bedside Matters is the podcast for all the latest medical news and answers to your questions. Hosted by respected physician Dr. David Kipper, comedian Anna Vicino, and writer-producer Peter Tilden. Plus, we have special guests like Danny DeVito.
I was marveling. It was such a life-saving moment. You like Houdini.
Steve Martin and Martin Short.
We were working, and Marty had this Christmas opportunity to fly home and see his grandkids and his children, and he gets off the plane and has COVID.
It was a Home Alone sequel except for a 7-year-old with COVID.
Charlie Day.
David, thanks for keeping me alive, and thanks for keeping Danny alive so we could keep the show on the air for as long as possible.
And many more. New episodes of Bedside Matters drop every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is the TJ Show. A few moments ago, we got into a sports discussion about Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
I didn't have very much to say because I really don't understand sports. I know the very basics. I played as a kid. And this is another thing that I don't get. I guess there was a big game last night. It was the Knicks versus the 76ers.
Yeah, the NBA playoffs are going on as we speak.
Yes.
And Kenny is a huge Knicks fan. Camera guy Josh is a 76ers fan.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny felt compelled to send this message to Josh during the game because his Knicks were winning, right?
Yep, we're up 2-0.
Yep.
And this is the message.
Yes! 3-point ball. Tough shot.
I mean, he sounds like a clown that got locked up. And this is what you hear from the cell down there.
Sounds like the Joker.
Yeah, if you ever need to step in for Joaquin Phoenix, you're in. He loves laughing at people when it comes to sports and their team losing.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! Oh, the Knicks.
Now, is this annoying to you, Josh, or do you love this stuff?
No, it's absolutely annoying. Are you kidding me? This is the worst. On top of my team losing, and I knew the text was coming. I knew it because after game one, he did the same thing. I knew it was coming.
Listen, Kenny can't cheer for many teams that win. You know what I'm saying? The Jets,
rub it
the
in.
Mets, the Knicks up until recently were losing. So let Kenny have this one.
Magic at Madison Square Garden. Wow.
He even did the dad whistle.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. All There it is, Josh.
So annoying.
That's what happens when you like sports. You get this kind of stuff going on.
You gotta hit that block button, Josh. Block that man.
Have you considered
Block
blocking him?
Yeah, absolutely. My only thing is I want my team to win in the next game so that I can reply. And so that's the only reason I'm keeping this thread open right now.
The series heads to Philly now, so you'll have home field advantage, Josh.
Yeah, right.
Well, you want to know the truth of the situation? Josh and I are both very casual basketball fans that have hardly paid any attention to our teams up until this point, now that they're in the playoffs.
You guys, you stick by your teams no matter where you are in the country.
Yeah. It makes it fun, a little smack talk.
Yeah, look at that. So what's the hope with the playoffs?
Well, the Knicks are the number 2 seed for the first time in a long time. Of course, the Boston Celtics are far and away the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They're playing the Heat right now with a 1-0 lead. And the hope is that the Knicks wind up in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics and maybe pull out a little bit of good luck.
I'm going to have to root for New England because
for sure.
all my daughters were born in New England. And so I feel like going forward, and also because I don't really care, I'm going to vote for New England. That feels like, now I was born in New York, so it's a little complicated with my family, but I go for New England.
Well, I'll look forward to a smack talk text from you when that series ends.
Okay.
Let me know when it ends so I can
I'll text you to let you know what happened, and then you'll text me back.
Tell me the smack talk you want, and I'll send it to you. You can call us anytime. Here's our phone number. Put this in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 302-303-1151. You're always welcome to call at 302-303-1151. If for some reason you forget that phone number, it's right there on our website at thetjshow.com. You can even click on it, and it'll dial for you. J-Bo, something interesting came up earlier today.
What happened?
Producer Kenny came to me and said, hey, I think I've captured a moment where my dad has been the most proud of me in my entire life. And he was serious.
Aw, that is so sweet.
And who isn't curious to hear that moment captured?
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. I mean, it took me a while, but I do think, not to say that my dad hasn't been proud of me before, but I don't know if he's ever been this proud of me.
And you're not making a joke.
No.
For real.
For real.
You ready to hear Kenny
I would love to hear it.
share this with his dad and his response?
Hey, Dad.
What's going on with your move over there?
Things are coming along great.
He just moved into a new apartment with his girlfriend.
Right.
But we had a little bit of an issue with the dishwasher.
Why? What happened?
It's a brand new dishwasher. Nobody's lived in this place before. We try to turn it on. It makes a little bit of noise, and then it would just stop. So I put on my daddy troubleshooting hat. I look at the owner's manual, and I realize that the water feeding the dishwasher is coming from underneath the sink. So I check and see that the valve that sends water to the dishwasher is closed. So I open up the valve, and voila, the dishwasher's working. It's humming like a bird. I thought you'd be proud of me.
I am proud of you. That's all it takes.
So you noticed your dishwasher wasn't working. You found a valve that allowed water to the dishwasher. You turned it yourself.
That's right.
And listen to how excited his dad is.
99% of this troubleshooting is common sense. And even though you're not something used to doing it, I'm very proud that you even read the manual. And I was going to actually, you know what's funny? Before you even gave me your answer, I was going to tell you probably have the water turned off.
He already had a solution brewing in his head.
Well, son, I knew it right away, but I'm happy that you figured it out on your own.
Eventually.
But you beat me to the punch, which is good. I like that.
How about that, Dad? I learned something from you after all those years.
Well, you gotta try things yourself, and that's a good way to find out. Make you feel better, didn't it?
I was so proud. Allison thought I was hot. You know, she couldn't resist me.
I don't get the same reaction out of your mother because I guess she's spoiled.
She's spoiled. So
That's right.
Your mom is spoiled.
Yeah, that's right. Your mother got used to that a long time ago.
Got used to your hotness?
Yeah. Apparently, I'm not as hot as I was back in the day.
I can tell you this, though. To this day, I'm very happy when I figure out something that I can very easily afford to pay somebody else to figure out, but I do it myself.
In my case, we have maintenance at our disposal, so that would have been easy just to call maintenance and have some guy come over, but...
Right. I like the initiative. Very good.
Well, thanks, Dad. You're the first person I wanted to tell.
Wow, that's what a beautiful moment.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it was.
sweet.
Yep. There you go. All right. Good job. Good job.
All right. Well, thanks, Dad. I just wanted to let you know.
All right. Good enough.
All right.
Take
Love
care.
you. See you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
He's
Wow.
so proud, man.
100% legit. That's the attaboy I've been waiting for 36 years.
And we've heard a number of conversations with your dad. I don't think I've ever heard him, not that sounds super excited, but I've never heard him that excited before.
Me neither.
That's excited, Kenny Dad.
Attaboy, son. That's my boy.
I don't think I've ever heard your dad that vocal. When he talks about HVAC, it's a different situation. He knows that. He's mastered that. But I've never heard him be that vocal about anything else. He's super happy.
Yeah, oftentimes he's like,
Well, you should have known that already, son.
Right.
But he was like, whoa, hey.
He was amped.
Kenny, now I'm proud of you.
Thank you, TJ.
Great job turning that knob.
Yeah, a little valve.
J-Bo is the perfect person to talk to about this.
Okay.
I need some help with wiping.
I can't help you with that.
I have these new Nike shoes, and they've got a suede finish. And you're a shoe collector.
Oh, Lord. I'm happy talking about shoes.
Of course I am. You're a shoe expert. You've got, 140-something pairs of shoes?
Yeah, I've offloaded quite a few. I haven't done inventory since, but yeah, that was the latest number.
Now she's down to 110. Probably 120.
Maybe 120. Yeah, 125.
And you really care about your shoes.
I do.
And I got these shoes, and it's got like a suede finish on it, and there's just this big mud streak on each shoe because it was a little rainy the other day.
Poor shoe.
And I want to know, what's the proper technique? Because I know you've got special shoe wipes. How do you get it off?
I would buy an entire cleaning kit, but that's not what you're going to do. I know that. So I'm not going to lead you that way and get you all confused. I would get a soft bristle brush first.
Ugh, so much work.
What?
But go ahead. Let me hear you out.
What? I would get a soft bristle brush, like a soft toothbrush or whatever, and you want to brush softly against the suede to bring the dirt up, right? So then when you get another bristle brush and you wet it, you can brush in the same direction against the suede and you can get the dirt off.
This is great because you make me nervous. Like anytime we go out, you will not step in anything that could potentially get your shoes dirty.
No.
And you're like a shoe cleaning expert.
I'm not a shoe cleaning expert. Here's the thing. You spend so much money on clothes and on shoes, so why not take care of these things very well? So whenever there's rain or a puddle or anything like that, I will try my best to go around it. Now, I have gotten better because I understand that shoes are meant to be worn, and sometimes they look a little scuff on them, but then I wipe them off.
Yeah, like would you advise anyone who's thinking about starting a shoe collection and making this a part of their life to not do it? Because I feel like you're now trapped.
Don't do it.
You're kind of trapped in this way of living.
Don't do it.
We went to a lunch not too long ago, and I see you, and I'm like walking, and all of a sudden you're not next to me anymore. I'm like, where are you?
I had to slow down. You were walking through the puddles.
You had to go around the puddle. I'm like,
Yes.
J-Bo, this is no way to live.
Yes, it is.
Yes, producer Heather, who wears mostly normal shoes, although those are very clean.
They're new. Yeah, J-Bo. There's this one time that I was sitting next to J-Bo and I accidentally hit her shoe with mine and got a
remember that.
little mark on it. And I swear she has not sat next to me since.
I don't.
It was a
I don't sit next
scuff
to Heather
mark.
anymore.
But this is what happens with shoes.
Yep.
And then your husband, who never was a shoe collector, you've now turned him into one.
Yeah, when we first met, he owned 3 pairs of shoes, and they were all basketball shoes and 2 basketball shoes because he plays basketball and 1 pair of work shoes. Now he has about over 30 pairs, and he doesn't buy any of them. It's because he tells me like, "Oh, I like those," or I'll buy them. I find a pair that I think he'll look good in, and I'll buy them. Or he'll point out pairs that he likes, and I'll go find a good deal and get those too.
Now, does he tiptoe around puddles too?
No, bro, he breaks my little heart. Whenever we're together, I'm like, man, why are you walking through that water? He's like, they're shoes, babe. I'm like, no, but look how horrible they look. He's like, I'll clean them later.
The life of a shoe collector.
Oh, it hurts my feelings.
By the way, this is a man who's active in the U.S. military.
Yes.
Who is now having to think about the shoes that he's wearing. Does he wear them on the job?
Every once in a while, they're allowed to, yeah.
Is he fighting in Air Jordans?
No, he's not fighting Air Jordans, nah.
Since knowing J-Bo, I've become interested in sneakers too. I own 1 pair of Nike Dunks, and they are my prized possession. I will check the weather in the morning. I will only wear it if I know it's not going to rain.
Yeah.
This just seems like
That's
a
what I do.
complicated way to live.
Yeah, like I have certain shoes that I will wear. If I know it's going to rain, I'm like, okay, I can wear those. But if it's not raining, I'm wearing the other nice ones.
Well, J-Bo, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your wiping technique. I really appreciate
You're
you
welcome.
sharing.
Hope it helps.
I'm Erica, 1/3 of the podcast Books and Betches, a comedy book podcast where we swear, spoil, and we talk about...
Whoa, you cannot say that in this.
What do you mean? That's like our slogan. It's our gimmick.
It is, but just say we're a very funny adult book podcast. How about we just give some examples of things we talk about? Well, there's a lot of chaos. I'm Kristen, and with me I have...
Wobber!
No.
We talk about books, but we're not your AP Lit class.
I definitely hit on the major points.
You absolutely did not.
She did.
You talked
Just
about
not in the order you thought she would.
You talked so slowly about one thing.
A lot of sidebar conversations.
Are you denying the existence of chupacabras?
You know, Erica, yes, I am.
And we don't always get the facts right.
Epilogues don't belong in books. Dude, call it chapter 1.
That's a prologue.
The second I see
That's a prologue.
I'm talking about prologue.
You can listen to new episodes of the Books and Betches podcast every Tuesday morning, anywhere you get your podcasts.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. This is Adriana Trajani. I'm the host of You Are What You Read, a podcast about the books that built our souls. I have the privilege of interviewing luminaries of our times about the books that shaped them from childhood until now. Don't miss it. We get everybody from Sarah Jessica Parker to Kristen Hanna to Jhumpa Lahiri, Susie Essman, Rainn Wilson, Amor Tolls. You name it, they come, they talk, they share. You can join us on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes content and giveaways at You Are What You Read podcast and at Adriana Trajani. New episodes of You Are What You Read drop every Tuesday on Apple, Spotify, or any major streaming platform wherever you listen to your podcasts.
This is the TJ Show, our news. It sounds a whole lot different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. What is happening today, Kenny?
In case you missed it, over the weekend, a scary fall for country singer and American Idol judge Luke Bryan. He was performing in concert in Vancouver, Canada, and took a pretty nasty fall on stage. It's reported that he tripped on a fan's cell phone.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's not clear exactly how the cell phone got on stage, but I'm thinking perhaps the fan threw it on stage in the hopes that he would maybe take a picture with it.
We can pretty much confirm, without knowing any of the details, it was for a stupid reason that the phone wound up on stage.
I don't know why people throw things on stage, from phones to, I don't know, clothes, shoes. Like, don't do that. You end up hurting people.
Yeah, you know where this is going, J-Bo. At some point, there will only be concerts in the metaverse.
Oh,
they're not going to be
sad.
in the same room with any people.
Video of this was captured by another fan in the crowd. It looked literally like he tripped on a banana peel. However, he got up with a smile on his face and immediately said onto the mic, "Hold up, did anybody get that?" Asking, did somebody videotape that? I need to see that for myself.
It for sure.
So he went to the person whose phone it was that he tripped on, tossed it back to that phone's owner, and said, "It's okay. My lawyer will be calling soon," jokingly. And then he grabbed another fan's phone who was recording the show and turned it around, showed the whole crowd, did a play-by-play back of his fall, saying, "There I am, there we go, jumping, hyping the crowd. There it is. Hey, I need some viral. This is viral, all right?"
Well, I love the fact that he's able to just own it and not shy away from it, because somebody else would have owned it and possibly made money off of it, threw it on YouTube or something. So good for him.
Yeah.
For being able to laugh at himself.
It's a gracious way to handle it when he has every reason to be actually upset about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in a similar situation over the weekend, Nicki Minaj was performing in concert and a fan threw an unidentified object right towards her. She was able to smack it out of the air.
Okay.
She then picked it up and threw it back in anger back into the audience, similar to what Cardi B did when someone threw water at her last summer.
But that's dangerous too, because then it winds up hitting the wrong person. You're not going to hit the right person.
Exactly. If we could all just stop throwing things to and from stage, I think we'd be much better off.
Keep your hands and your stuff to yourself.
What else you have, Kenny?
UPS drivers are known for making deliveries, but usually not this kind of delivery. In Wisconsin, a UPS driver was on his delivery route through farm country when he noticed a cow giving birth in a field.
Oh, fun.
This driver grew up on a farm, so this was nothing new to him. He thought the mama cow looked like she could use a hand, so he got out of his truck, he hopped a fence, and did just that. He said the calf was halfway out, looked like she needed some help. I couldn't drive by without helping. He said at first the calf wasn't moving, but he cleared the airway, and then the calf came to life.
He saved the calf?
He delivered the calf.
And then saved the calf.
And then saved it. So part of the birthing process, there's stuff covering the calf's face and nose.
Oh, yeah.
So he knew to clear that out of the way so the calf could breathe.
Yeah, but haven't calves been doing this on their own for a long time?
Again, sometimes there's issues, just like with
right.
human births. So he stepped in. Who knows if he actually had to step in, but he did, and it worked out.
Being the farmer looking out your window and you're like, why is the UPS driver giving assistance to my cow?
Well, thankfully he did, because it could have ended badly.
No, yeah, hey, beautiful story.
It could have. Now, the farmer wasn't home, but his wife was. So the man shows up to the farmhouse door with blood all over his hands.
Oh, my goodness.
And the woman, of
That's
course,
a scary sight.
has a look on her face, and he goes, by the way, I just delivered a calf in your field. And the woman, of course, calls her husband right away, says, a UPS man just delivered a calf. The farmer, with a sense of humor, says, what color box did it come in?
Ah, there you go.
Great.
And then we're learning that apparently this isn't uncommon, that she's had people show up to the front door saying, hey, you have a cow in labor right now, but nobody's ever actually stepped in to help. This was the first time.
Well, look at that. Kenny, beautiful story, and glad it wasn't me, because I wouldn't know what to do.
The calf is named Johnny. Joni. The driver's name was John.
Oh,
they
look at
named
that.
the
That's
calf
awesome.
After the driver.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Yesterday, Netflix dropped a teaser trailer for Groat. Groat, a.k.a. the greatest roast of all time. In other words, Tom Brady is going to be roasted live in a Netflix special on May 5th.
Oh, that's going to be good.
I saw this trailer yesterday and I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Netflix is not shying away from the big names.
Yeah.
Man, they know how to create these events.
Yeah, they do.
And I'm interested.
Me too. We know at this point that it's going to be hosted by comedian Kevin Hart. Comedian Jeff Ross, a.k.a. the Roastmaster General, was featured in the teaser, so it's safe to assume that he'll be one of the roasters. Otherwise, we know that the lineup will be an all-star list of athletes and comedians, but we don't know anything more specific than
I just
that.
want to see who shows up. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be in the audience? Yeah.
Just when you think you want Netflix to drop the ball at some point, you just want them to get it wrong so we can be like, all right, lower the subscription fees.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get it right.
Between this and then the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight a little later in the summer, they're going to have my money, I think, for a couple of months.
And don't forget, when everyone wanted to know what Chris Rock thought.
Oh, yeah?
They had
I was
him.
there.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Yesterday, construction broke ground for a new high-speed rail line connecting Los Angeles and Las Vegas.
They want to get people in and out of town pretty fast, huh?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it would cut the time to get from one place to the other if you were driving in half.
Wow.
The project is being run by Brightline West, who in September opened a rail link connecting Miami and Orlando, Florida. The hope is to have the LA to Vegas rail line up and running in time for the LA Summer Olympics in 2028.
So how much time does it take on this rail line from Vegas to LA?
They say 2 hours. And
nice.
Driving usually takes 4 hours minimum, and traffic is almost always an issue.
That's cool. Transportation keeps getting cooler, and I think we're due for like a really nice update.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm putting in requests, I want the Mario Brothers tunnels, where you go
like
into
that.
a tunnel in New York and you pop up in Los Angeles within seconds.
Yeah, they're going to charge loads of money for that one.
I know, but it'd be so fun.
Yeah, this rail line is costing Brightline, the company, $12 billion. It's being billed as America's first true high-speed passenger rail system. Just to give you a comparison, the Acela train, which is in existence, can reach speeds just over 150 miles per hour. This new train will go 186 miles per hour.
Wow.
Wow, I wonder where they're getting all that money from. Oh, is it us?
Taxes, baby.
Was it that blackjack hand that I misplayed?
Well, yeah, I do believe that government subsidies are making up a big chunk of this, but also the company itself is making a big investment. Of course, there are only a couple of 100 miles in the United States of high-speed rail line that allows trains to go over 100 miles per hour. So the U.S. is playing catch-up. There's 26,000 miles of high-speed rail lines in China that have been built since 2008.
How fast do those go?
211 miles per hour.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
Cool. Kenny, what else do you have?
The New York Times printed an article about the rise in serial churners. This is a term used to describe people who frequently subscribe to and cancel streaming subscriptions as a way to save money.
I don't know why I thought about cereal.
Me too. I
the
thought
kind
cereal.
you eat. Maybe because I'm hungry.
To qualify as a serial churner, you would have to have canceled 3 or more streaming subscriptions in the last 2 years. They say nearly 30 million people have done that in the last 2 years. That represents about 40% of all new subscriptions and cancellations in 2023.
If you're listening to the radio, you're saving money somewhere.
That's right.
We're still free. I mean,
You don't have to sign up for it either.
No, how often do you get something for free?
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the first things that you read about when you start digging into finances and getting that part of life right, it's let's check what's on our credit card. And you'd be shocked at how many streaming services we're paying for, and they keep adding more. They're just aggressively adding more. You know, one network's not enough. You've got to have this split off of the network.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with sports, they're doing this a lot. You were telling me about this last year. They've got the field cam, like the normal game.
Yeah.
But then if you want the camera that's a little higher up in the stadium, that's an extra
They
package.
have the end zone cam.
Yeah, it's like, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah, well, that's one way that people are fighting against this, simply canceling and subscribing based on what they want to watch when they want to watch it.
Just a lot of work. It's just annoying.
And I would forget. I would just forget to cancel, and they'll charge you for another month, you know?
Yep, absolutely. What else do you have, Kenny?
It's being reported that Kim Kardashian has lost more than 100,000 followers on Instagram after the release of Taylor Swift's new album that includes a Kim Kardashian diss track called Thank You, Amy.
Who's Amy?
Well, the thing is, the title, as it appears on the album, has 3 letters capitalized, K, I, and M. The rest of the letters are all lowercase. That's spelling out Kim, of
Are you
course.
sure it's about Kim? Could it have been a typo? You know how sometimes the shift key gets stuck?
You got to read those lyrics. If you listen to the lyrics or read the lyrics,
Yeah?
it kind of describes Kim.
Go ahead, producer Heather.
Taylor Swift does nothing by accident. Everything is on purpose.
Yes.
All right, fine. I believe you.
The song is about a bronze spray-tanned high school bully. So that may lead you in a certain direction. And of course, this goes back to the Kim Kardashian, Kanye West marriage and the feud between Kanye and Taylor Swift a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Man, they've been feuding for a while, but I thought they were done with that.
No, apparently
so did
Taylor's not quite over it just yet.
Guess I can't read between the lines, as they say.
No, missed
Kenny,
that one.
what else you have?
TMZ is set to release a special called TMZ Presents Arnold and Sly, Rivals, Friends, and Icons, featuring the relationship between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, they seem to like each other, right?
They're great buddies now, but they were very competitive in the 80s and 90s. They both wanted to be the world's greatest action star. And in this special, Arnold tells the story of how he tricked Sylvester Stallone into taking a part in the film Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Arnold apparently knew it was going to flop, and that's what happened.
I remember that movie. Now, give me an example of what that would sound like. Arnold and Stallone. That's how
the conversation
That's
went.
how he convinced them.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.
Jabo, we try to be a show for everything.
Right.
And what I mean by that is we're often focused on humans.
Mm-hmm.
But we know we've got animals listening.
Of course.
I mean, let's just start with one data point. My dog Luna, passed out in our living room right now. My wife leaves the radio on. She gets up, she listens.
Yeah, my cat Apollo, same thing.
Yeah, right there. And we know your dog's probably in the car with you. Its head is hanging out the window, and you wonder, why isn't it engaged with this show?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because we're not talking about things that are interesting to your dog. So, of course, he doesn't want to hear it. But that's where Luna's Animal Tales come in. In honor of my dog, Luna, the biggest animal headlines from across the world and back. Let's start in Connecticut. The headline, 2 vultures found too drunk to fly. There's an animal rescue group in Connecticut that said in a Facebook post that the dynamic duo had been dumpster diving, and they ended up eating something that caused severe intoxication.
No.
Apparently, whatever it was fermented enough to get them drunk. The vultures were initially thought to be seriously ill, but then testing confirmed that they were just too drunk to fly.
I'm surprised flight attendants let them on the plane.
Right.
No.
Nice.
They only needed fluids and to be tucked in overnight. They were fed a big breakfast the next day. It doesn't say what it was. I'm sure it was like a raccoon from the side of the road. The vultures were released back into the wild and successfully rejoined their colony, which is a great ending to a tough night on the town.
I wonder if they were hungover. Oof.
Yeah,
Poor
and remember,
guys.
this is a warning in this story. Your cocktail fruits, if they end up in the dumpster, they can intoxicate wildlife if the dumpster's not kept closed. I didn't know that.
So you should eat it. Hello.
Yeah, there you go. In this story coming out of Australia, Dr. Michael, he's the director of an emergency medicine department at a hospital, and he said that there's a recurring problem where snake bite victims are actually bringing in the highly venomous snake that bit them. I guess the thought is the hospital needs to know what kind of snake it was, but that's not the case. They've got tests, according to this guy, that can tell what kind of anti-venom they need.
Don't we have phones? Take a photo. Keep it moving.
Oi, this snake here bit me, mate.
Yeah, well, they say it could be a very serious problem.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous because if it gets out in the emergency department, it causes a disaster. They've had to have professional snake catchers come in, and one guy says you're risking a follow-up bite and you're putting everyone around you in danger as well. So don't bring the snakes in. And so now people know. No more bringing snakes. I'm surprised they'd even want to pick them up.
That's
and
what I'm saying. You just got
run.
bit.
All right, note taken.
Yeah, okay.
All right, thank you.
And then finally, we've got a moose on the loose. You know, every headline about a moose running freely, it's always moose on the loose. And this is coming out of Montana. It was near a high school. There was a temporary shelter-in-place order that happened because a wildlife control officer had to show up and try to get the moose that was too close to school to run away. And he tried loud noises, but the moose kept getting agitated and repeatedly charging at him.
Oh,
he had
no.
to call the police department, which has to be humiliating, right? If you're the wildlife guy.
Right.
And you need backup. But they all came over. They were eventually able to get it away. And they stopped the shelter-in-place order. I'm sure there has to be a TikTok video of this, right?
I want to see it.
I mean, you've got a bunch of kids filming, right?
Mhm.
Of course they did. And the moose is now a safe distance away from the campus. And they said they love being in an area where there's a bunch of beautiful wildlife, but it poses threats, and we got to be careful.
That's right.
And so there it is, Luna's Animal Tales, the biggest stories in animal headlines.